Step number 7, how to obtain certificates of clearance for a property when buying real estate in Brazil. How to obtain certificates of clearance for a seller when buying real estate in Brazil. So early in our videos, we talked about how to check in the property records, right? There was one of the first checks that you would do at the beginning of the process of buying a property. What we're talking over here, these are some advanced checks that are going to be done not only on the seller, but it's also going to be done on the property. So you're doing checks on the seller and the property. On the seller, you would check, for instance, if the seller has paid her income taxes, if there are lawsuits in the name of the seller, if there are unpaid labor taxes, maybe the seller has a maid at her home, and if she doesn't pay the maid, the labor taxes, the maid could file a lawsuit, and this lawsuit could eventually in the future attach the property that you're buying from the seller. So I know it's a kind of unusual when you think about other countries, but in Brazil, they kind of, make sure that all of those things are taken care before you are able to transfer title. On the property, some things that are kind of obvious, like, property taxes. Are the property taxes being paid? If there are HOA, right? If you have like an apartment, they want to make sure that the HOA duties are paid. Like, are there any like monthly payments that you miss it? If you miss it, like if the seller misses like monthly payments, then you're not going to be able to transfer title for this apartment. There are city service charges. Some cities, they charge for like garbage collection. This is like another kind of a fee that it's going to be checked. And usually the realtor who's assisting with the transaction, they could obtain those certificates, right? There are some certificates that are required for the closing. So unless you have the certificates up front, the registration office is not going to hold the closing. That's interesting, right? So it's almost like the registration office is kind of, doing some, minimum homework in order to make sure that everything is good for the buyer, right? But when we handling such certificates, we usually do like the standard ones, and we also ask some additional ones, right? Particularly, regarding the financials of the seller, because even those, all of the standard, the basic certificates are fine. If they have some kind of financial trouble, there could be some future litigation, and the creditor could come after the property that the seller sold it to you. So we want to make sure that the seller and that both the property and the seller, they're 100% clean, so our clients are not going to have any headaches in the future. Some additional checks that are done on the property records. Of course, they are kind of obvious, but you want to make sure that there are no liens, there are no disputes, there are no creditors, filing a claim against the property. But again, there are basic checks and some more advanced checks. Realtors, they are gonna always go, by whatever the registration office is asking. So they just do like the basic ones. If you hire a lawyer will probably go a little bit further in terms of checks for your protection.